Backyard Builder here. Well, I'm starting a new series of videos here for my casting forum, and basically every item that you cast has to start out as a model somehow. And now I find on YouTube there's a lot of different videos about how to make the molds and how to cast things, but there's not a whole lot of instructions on how to take an ordinary household object and turn it into something that is castable in concrete. So I'm just doing a little series. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different little items that you can find and use and convert into things that make nice stuff for nice projects for casting. So anyways, I'm going to be showing you a bunch of different processes that I use for just turning ordinary things like toys and containers and baskets and wicker baskets and stuff like that into various kinds of planters and other statuary objects that you can put around your house and just for decorating. And now, after all these various items are built, you obviously go through the regular molding and casting process. But anyways, this is how I make them. If anybody's got any different ideas, you can add or contribute. Please feel free to comment or come on over to the Do-It-Yourself Casting Forum and feel free to post your ideas either in the comments down below or on my forum. Anyways, have a good day. Today, Pat the Backyard Builder here, and today our little project is we're going to turn this little bottle of what used to be a bottle of shampoo, I guess, into a model that we can use to make a mold for casting cement. Meanwhile, I've got another little project on the go here. Found this cute little bottle, actually. That's a shampoo bottle, but I figure this would make a great little cute little garden ornament here. So what we're going to do, this is going to be a real simple one to do. Since we got the foam gun going, we're just going to fill that up and fill up his little hat here as much as we can. And there we go. And there. Now once that sets, we'll smooth that off and fill it in with plaster, and then that will actually be ready for casting. So that'll be a cute little thing for the garden too. Just have a little chick with the egg coming out, eggshell on his head there. Okay, so this little fella's had a little bit of time to set up now, and I'm just taking a little flat bladed tool here and I'm just kind of poking it into the foam here and just kind of cutting it off here, and just so that there's just a little bit of an underlip under the shell here. And we're gonna be plastering this here as well once we get done here, but I just want to lift that up just a bit. The idea is I'm going to have the shell come down, and then it's going to cut up underneath to the body of the item here, and then the body comes down. So we're just cleaning this off here. Just a little flat bladed sculpting tool with a point on it is all I'm using here. It cuts through the fresh foam just fine. If I need to, I've got a razor knife here. I can just be careful you don't go all the way through your plastic item. But that just cuts through and releases everything here, and just scrape the residue off the base of the face of the statue here. Another thing you're going to have here to clean up is this little seam here. That's from the original molding process. Just a little bit of sandpaper will take that off just fine, and leaves you with a nice smooth surface here. So just want to do what's necessary in these situations to get a decent little product here. Now this is just going to be a glove mold when I do make the item. It'll fill from the bottom and then just pull straight over. There's not really any excessive overhangs that you can't pull with a latex mold here. I not even have to put a seam on this one. So just pull the mold straight over the top, and it should be just fine, because that's not even half an inch under there. So a glove mold should be able to pull off this just fine. So once you get that off, just scrape the residue off the face of it. Pull out any little clumps of foam that are sticking out here. Okay, just point your tool in, just cut into it, pull back a bit. That's all there is to cutting off that styrofoam there. Run your blade through just kind of like a knife, and the whole thing. Run it through from the back as well. Then the whole thing just peels off like that. Really easy. One thing that's important to remember when you're sanding these is that you need to make sure that if you want to hide something like this seam here, you can't feel it. Okay, doesn't matter if you can see it on the model. The latex isn't going to see that, but if you can feel it, it's going to show up in the mold. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure that you do your best to completely remove the seam here, and just sand it out completely. As long as you can still feel that ridge there, it's going to show up in the latex. So just keep working at it until you can't feel it anymore. Okay, so the next step, once we've got this all cleaned up here, we're just going to take some plaster and we're going to fill in this area. And that's not really a complicated job. We just fill in, kind of follow the crack line of the little shell there, and there we go. And we'll let that, once we get this here done, we'll clean it up and then we'll let it dry. This isn't going to take a whole lot of plaster or time, but yeah. There we go, we just put that in there. And not a whole lot of plaster on this one here. We just want to fill things up here, but still want to be able to see our eyes and stuff, so do a small undercut. That's the idea. We don't want to have too big of an undercut, so we're going to have to almost level, but just a little touch of an undercut here. And might take one or two fillings to get it right. There we go. So yeah, it's just about done here. We gotta fill a couple more little holes here. There we go. Just a little bit of an undercut under there, but not too much. I think the hardest part is keeping all your mud on one side of the spatula. There we go. The deepest part of the undercut is going to be around these eyes because I want to keep those eye sockets free. That'll probably be our deepest part of the undercut. There we go. Okay. Now once you've got that, that tool's a little big, so I'll go out over here and just get a little smaller spatula, and we'll just get in there and do that detailing work now. There we go. Just like so. Just follow the edge there and make sure that's all level back there. The tiniest of undercuts. Clean that eye socket out there. There we go. Once we've got this all basically where we want it, we'll just go get go get our damp sponge, and we'll give it a quick sponging. There we go. Just take out the excess. Another one of these projects that's going to be really fun to sand, so not going to require a whole lot of sanding under here, so that's why we're trying to get this as smooth as we can for now. Yeah, that's what it's looking like under there for now. There we go. Get that nice and flat there. Fill that little tiny hole. There we go. that's about all there is to that. Just let that dry up a bit, and we'll come back and give that a quick sand, and then this model will be ready for the mold making process. But we're going to have to let that dry for a day or two. Just grab a damp sponge here and do some quick cleanup. Okay, so just get the excess off here is mainly what we're after. We don't want to be having to clean that off later, because that's just unnecessary work. Sponging that off also, besides cleaning things up, it also smooths off the work there that I did. There we go. Yeah, I believe we're done for now.